going up. All things considered, it's still chugging along. It's not. I don't think we can say this is going to go away anytime soon. So now we're really starting to get into the clash of worldviews. Where you have scientific experts on one side, basically saying we're probably going to have a second wave. One of the things that I learned recently when I was writing about this, every single respiratory pandemic out of the last 14 had a second wave. Every single one. It may just be a generic feature of pandemics that they come in waves, and that...
Or human psychology.
Like we get tired of doing preventive stuff?
That is part of pandemics, right? How people in the aggregate respond to it is part of it. And so, so we maybe, that then leads to the question, well, can we prevent a second wave? It's like, well, we never have before, but this may be the first time. But I think that...
I doubt it.
If we're being realistic, I think we have to plan on there being a second wave.
Well, I think I think it's almost inevitable given the data that we have right now about the lockdown fatigue and about the political motivation to undo preventive measures.
But the society has never been tested in modern times like this.
True.
I mean, this is
But the sad and scary thing is that poll after poll show that the majority of people don't think we've been in lockdown long enough. They don't want to end lockdown. It's a small minority of people who are loud and who are aggressive that are actually affecting policy, and that's really scary.
Yeah, and you know what that tells you is that there's going to be some people who just voluntarily choose to remain quarantined or whatever, isolated from the rest of the world.
So, a lot of people who are vulnerable.
But obviously there'll be millions of people who will not be doing that.
Yeah, and the truth is, that's only a choice for privileged people. Like, you can only just choose not to go to work if you're in a financial position to do that.
Oh, absolutely, which is another reason why, the data on this now is absolutely clear that if you're poor and if you're a minority, you are being hit a lot harder by this pandemic.
Yeah.
Once again, right?
Yeah. It's not creating the weaknesses and vulnerabilities and inequities in the system, but it is exposing them massively.
When I asked listeners to write in and tell me their stories, and I want to hear some of the interesting things that they've stumbled on because of the pandemic, I'm getting several different kinds of emails from people that all revolve around a very similar theme, and that's that they're seeing a lot of people simply not protecting themselves when they're in public.
Yep.
The biggest one that hit me was someone that works for the airlines and that works on